Hey, good morning everyone. Dr. Tam here. I want to drop this gem that I just learned from some of the top PI, which is personal injury doctors, and this is something that a lot of attorneys even talks about. And I want to share this with you because I want this to protect you before something bad happens. Now, many of you, or all of you should, right? Those of you who are driving have insurance. Okay, in California, insurance is required. What I didn't know was there's a category. If you look at your declaration of insurance, where it lists out in your policy like all your coverage, medical pay, bodily injury, and all of that, that page, it lists an area that's called uninsured motorists or underinsured motorists. So it's usually labeled like UM or whatnot. And what happens is in California, most of you who have coverage or full coverage will have a 15,000, 30,000 on there. And this is something that I learned. That's why I think it's so important that I share it with everyone. I thought about maybe I should do a webinar on it later on. Well, for those of you who are interested in a webinar where I would explain it a little bit deeper, comment below. But I think this conversation should be deep enough, because I found it so profoundly that we should all be doing this, because not doing this will cause us to be underinsured, right? So what does that mean? What's that 15,000, 30,000 mean? 15,000, what that is the first number at 15,000 is per person, which means that if you are the only driver and you had a collision with an uninsured motorist or an underinsured motorist, that happens a lot still. We get cases all the time where someone got hit by a insured driver or like a hit and run type of deal. So that 15,000, if you were the only driver, that covers you, right? In any bodily harms beyond what other people will cover. That 30,000 covers a group of people. Say if you had a couple other friends, so you and a couple other friends will be covered at that 30,000. Now, friends of mine who are doctors, prominent, they work with personal injury cases all the time. The first advice that they told me was increase that to 250,000 and 500,000. Or if they allow you 500,000 and 500,000. What that means is at 500 is per case, per collision, your single one person will have $500,000 coverage, or as a group you will have $500,000 coverage, right? A 250 means 250, 500 means 250 for you, 500 for the group. Either way, that's usually the max. So I asked him, I said, wow, that seems like a lot of coverage. And he's like, yeah, but believe me, in any situation where in a major accident, right, surgeries, and I know surgeries cost a lot of money, can be hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So he's like, one incident, God forbid, will cover everything for a lifetime. He says it's really inexpensive to get. So I contacted my insurance agent, and to cover multiple cars, it was an extra $80 per year. And I said, whoa, I gave him a call back. And I said, Dr. Kent, I said, it was only $80 a year. He says, yeah, I told you. This is like the one of the most economical things that you can do for your family. And you need to tell your patients about it, because most people come in after an accident, they're way underinsured, and they get hurt. Now they end up with a lot of medical bills. In the U.S., medical bills is one of the top, debt products that people owe money on, is medical debt. And I had no idea about this. So I want to share that with you guys. So for those of you, once again, look at your declaration of insurance and see the uninsured motorists or what is called underinsured motorists. It could be labeled UM, and the policy in general is 15,000, 30,000. At best, if you can increase it to as high as you can, I was recommended to increase it to 500,000, 500,000. I mean, that was a gem, and I didn't know that I was supposed to do that. And he told me, he says, usually insurance agents don't promote that because they want to prevent large claims, right? So that goes against their claim quotas at the end of the year. So I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. So hopefully you guys get a lot of information from this. Those of you who are patients, if you want me to explain it more, maybe comment below and I can do a webinar on this, or maybe I can have an attorney explain this a little bit better. But for the time being, I realized that was the best thing that I can do insurance-wise for my family. And I hope that you guys look into it. You know, I was talking to this doctor and I said, no, with this, something being so simple, it was just one phone call and we made it happen. He said, you'll be surprised that most doctors and attorneys that know this don't even do it themselves. I was shocked. I was completely shocked. So, you know, having for him mentoring me, having to take care of 20 years, and he specializes in personal injury, and that was one of the first things he told me to do. I thought I'd share it with you guys. Okay, so from the bottom of my heart, make sure you do it right. Okay, and I want to make sure that everyone is taken care of, you and your family. And for those of you who watched this video all the way through, maybe you got to rewatch it again to make sure that you understand the concept of why this is so important, right? Because in the event, if someone is not insured or has underinsured, your medical, your insurance should cover you. And in California, I believe it's Proposition 491, I believe. When you are utilizing, whether it's medical pay, that's a whole nother thing, or you're under insured or uninsured motorist insurance, it is actually illegal for your insurance to increase your rates if you're not at fault. Okay, so once again, if you are not at fault and you are using your insurance for, you know, to fix your car, bodily harm, you know, injuries and whatnot, it is actually illegal for your insurance to say, hey, I'm going to raise your rates because you utilize your insurance. No, because it wasn't your fault to begin with, right? So don't be afraid to use your medical pay from your insurance because that's what you're paying for. All right. So I hope you guys have a phenomenal day. All right. Have a great day. Take care.